Welcome to Senior Marketing Specialist University presents Part 2 of the Annual Enrollment Period Series, AHIP Guidelines. In this video, we discuss ready-to-sell status, required forms, and additional timelines surrounding the annual enrollment period. There are two things that will affect a broker's ready-to-sell status. The first of which is making sure that they are appointed and licensed in the states and areas that they want to be able to represent that product. And the second and more important is going to be the certifications that surround that carrier and those plans. Though all carriers require additional certifications, some carriers require something called the AHIP. The AHIP is a series of two additional tests, one of which being Medicare and the other one being around fraud, waste, and abuse. Now, the AHIP does have costs tied to it, but many carriers do offer discount or reimbursement programs to take the course through them. If you are intending on writing multiple carriers throughout the year, it is very important that you take the AHIP first before you certify with any additional carrier. Also note, again, these certifications are considered annual. Remember, you are certifying for the entire next year, not just for the annual enrollment period. So you want to make sure you're able to take advantage of all the opportunities presented to you, not just the ones presented during AEP. Also be aware of deadlines. Some carriers require you to certify before a certain date in order to keep your renewals from past years or to be able to pre-order those supplies. Last but not least, we strongly urge individuals to portfolio certify, meaning that they complete all available certifications for that carrier, not just the certifications for the products you think you're going to write. If you write business that you did not certify for, example being chronic conditions or dual eligible cases, then you will not receive commissions for that business and you will face possible termination for writing a product that you were not considered ready to sell. We strongly urge that you call senior marketing specialists prior to your first appointment to make sure you have received your ready-to-sell status. Keep in mind, some carriers may have additional requirements, including face-to-face training and certifications to host kiosks and seminars. When it comes to the general sales of Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans, there are some additional forms that are required during that appointment. The first of which is the scope of appointment. The scope of appointment is a form that the beneficiary signs to prove that they gave you permission to discuss Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans with them. It has a list of policies that can be cross-sold during the time of a Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan appointment. That list includes hospital indemnity plans, dental vision hearing, prescription drug plans, Medicare supplement plans, and Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans. Do not discuss any product that is not on the form. That would include products like life insurance, long-term care policies, financial products, and more. You must make sure that that scope of appointment is signed before you start discussing Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plans in that appointment. You must also keep that scope of appointment on record for 10 years. Note that not all carriers require you to submit that scope of appointment with the application, but you must have it on file in case you are ever audited. They are required even if you are not meeting with your client face-to-face. The second form that many people find useful is the permission to contact form. The permission to contact form is required if you are looking to proactively reach out to a prospect, also known as a non-client, about Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plans. Note that the permission to contact form is not required for current clients. We'll talk more about proactive marketing for the annual enrollment period in Part 3 video of this series. Some additional things to keep in mind is that you have to make sure that all plan information is left with the consumer at the time of sale. That plan information does include star ratings. A star rating is what the provider and member gives a plan on a 1 to 5 scale. If a plan does have a 5-star rating, it does allow its own special election period. Now, there are some additional timelines attached to the annual enrollment period. The first of which is submitting an application. An application must be completed correctly and submitted to the carrier within 24 or 48 hours of the agent's signature. You must keep a copy of that application on record for at least 10 years. Now keep in mind, a signature on a scope of appointment is good for 180 days, but we highly recommend that you get a new scope of appointment at the beginning of each appointment that is discussing Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plans. The most important timeline to remember is when you as the agent will be getting paid for the business you write during AEP. Carriers and companies are not allowed to pay business that is submitted using the annual enrollment period election until after the 1st of January. This is why selling ancillary products like hospital indemnity and dental vision hearing very important to make sure you are receiving an income throughout the last quarter of the year. If you have any questions about how to make sure you're making the absolute most out of your AEP using the different enrollment tools that Senior Marketing Specialist offers, including e-enroll and the Enrollment Express, please reach out to Senior Marketing Specialist at 1-800-689-2800. For additional trainings on the annual enrollment period, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plans, please go to www.sms-university.com. And for additional information on how to market during the annual enrollment period, please visit the website at www.smsteam.net.